people who, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today is our Valentine's Day video, which is also the startup of our self-love series. Took a poll on Instagram, so if you don't follow me, first off, for those of you who don't know me, I am the one and only AbbyJ. And for those of you who do, so like I was saying, on my Instagram, took a poll, and y'all decided that, because I was always planning on doing a self-love Valentine's Day video, but I was thinking about making it a series and maybe posting, I don't know how many times a month. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I wanted to make it a series. It's gonna be a series. So if you don't follow my Instagram already, make sure that you do so that you can keep up with just what I'm doing on YouTube, because majority of the stuff that I post here, I've posted, y'all, I'm sorry, I've been sweating in this hot sun. Most of the things that I post is decided by my Instagram followers, so make sure that you subscribe so you can keep up with everything going on. But without further ado, let us get into the video. So today is Valentine's Day.
I got it again with your Valentine's Day special.
I'm not recording on Valentine's Day, shh, don't tell nobody, but today is Valentine's Day to y'all, and so I decided to drop this self-love series and start a series on self-love. As I personally, I have my phone here with my notes and stuff like that, but as I personally have been on my journey to self-love, and I have learned a lot and I've grown a lot, and so I just wanted to share what I've learned. Like, I'm no psychiatrist, I'm no therapist, I'm no doctor, but this is just what I've learned personally, and you know, what I picked up along the way and what I wanted to share with y'all. So the series, no, it's not, because people always ask me, a lot of my friends are like, no, it's for everybody. Especially this video, I'm gonna try and make it as gender neutral as possible, although I am a girl, so I will be, you know, it's gonna be a little bit more relatable for females, but these tips are for everybody. Like, guys can be on their journey to self-love as well. Like, it is, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world for guys to be in tap with their feelings, you know. It's 2022, ladies don't like that nonchalant stuff no more, okay? But let me find the notes for this video, because I've honestly been taking, this has been a very thought out and planned out video. I've been taking notes, like, during my whole journey, I've been taking notes for this specific video. And so I have a lot of notes for it. Not too much, but I make talking points, and when I get into the camera, I just talk. Like, that's how all my videos go. I have talking points, and from there we get into it. So I'm gonna take my thumbnail real quick, and then after that we're gonna get into the video. Okay, I think that's enough for the thumbnail. So first things first on the list, so self-care, this isn't just, or self-love, this isn't just, well, you know, like relationship type, being in a relationship with yourself, but simply taking care of yourself. So physically, mentally, emotionally, just taking care of yourself and loving yourself, because you cannot love anybody else without loving yourself first. Period. Okay, so first on the list, like I said, you're gonna hear people walking by because I'm in a public place. So I'm gonna work backwards. Don't ask me why. I just have an obsession with, like, whenever I take, this is so off topic, but whenever I take tests and stuff like that, I always work backwards. If the test has like 30 questions, I'll start from 30 and work the way down to 1. I don't know, I'm just weird like that. I always do it. So I'm starting and working my way backwards for the list. So point number 1, self-love is necessary for change, okay? Between whether it's changing a relationship, so you being single but wanting a relationship, you're going to have to love yourself first in order to be able to be in a flourishing relationship. You can be in a toxic relationship, I don't advise it, but you know, relationship is relationship. Just to be in a healthy, positive, uplifting relationship, self-love is necessary. Change is necessary. Change, a lot of people, and quite frankly, not him sitting there watching me record, like, sir, just watch the video when it's uploaded. But change is necessary. A lot of people are scared of change. Personally, that's something that I struggle with a lot. Like, I don't like not getting out of my comfort zone, but when I get used to a schedule, I don't like that changing. Like, when I get used to something happening, I change. Like, this is something so simple, but you know, at the same time, like this bracelet, It's nothing major. I took it off my friend's hand in October. I have not taken it off my wrist since. Like, it's probably because I have attachment issues, but I don't like change. I've been wearing it for so long, I don't want to take it off. I don't want to change the fact that I always have this on. Like, really, attachment issues, probably should go to a therapist, but like, change is necessary, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people are always scared of, and it's not something that you should be scared of, because change is a beautiful thing. Sometimes you just don't know what's on the other side of the door. Ooh, that breeze feels great because it's hot. Sometimes you don't know what's on the other side of the door, and so you have to take that step to change, to, you know, understand what's on the other side of the door. Number 2, if you do not love yourself inside and out, no man can validate or change that idea. So I feel like a lot of time, and this is vice versa. So personally, I'm gonna say no man, but this goes the other way, guys. Just flip it around. Say you have a problem with, you don't like the lips that you have, right? If you are constantly drilling inside your head, this, that, and the third, and thinking that, you know what, well, I'll just get a boyfriend and he's always gonna compliment me on my lips. I'll get somebody who likes my lips. They can say that they like your lips 3 times a day. That's not gonna change how you feel about your lips. Nobody can change how you feel about yourself. So I feel like a lot of people look for or look towards their significant other to validate the insecurities and flaws that they find in themselves, and that's never going to be the case. You can think, and it might be like a small, maybe 60-second euphoria, but at the end of the day, when they're not around and they're not there constantly saying, oh, I love your lips, I love this about you, I love this about you, you're still going to have that self-doubt and those insecurities. Nobody else can validate how you do or do not feel about yourself. It is really, really important to fall in love with yourself, every bit of yourself, your insecurities, your flaws, everything, because that way you're not looking for anybody else to validate how you feel about yourself. Because when nobody's around, then what? You're gonna be down and out about yourself. That way, loving yourself, you don't need anybody to tell you that they love this, that, and the third about you. You can sit there and look in the mirror and, you know, I should have done this in the room. But you don't need anybody else to validate how you feel about yourself. So tip number 2, you gotta love yourself first. Number 3, ooh, this is a good one. Domestic violence or domestic abuse is not the only form of abuse. And I feel like a lot of people stay in toxic relationships when they are being abused, and they're like, no, that's not abuse. Well, he's not hitting me, that's not abuse. Baby, verbal abuse is the most, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll use common for lack of a better term. Verbal abuse is the most common abuse. He does not have to be laying his hands on you. He does not have to wake up Chris Breezy in order to be abusing you, constantly putting you down. I'm not saying that he always has to uplift you, but if you're really into something and you're putting your all into something and he does not have faith in you, and he's like, why are you even doing that? You won't succeed, this, that, and the third. That is verbal abuse. Or simply calling you out your name, that is verbal abuse. A lot of people take verbal abuse so lightly, and they don't really understand the effect that it personally has on you, like your emotional state of mind. Number 4? I think it's number 4. Anyways, don't be afraid to block people. And I know people sit here like, yes, I block people all the time, blah, 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 blah. No, I mean the people, I mean like blocking an ex. Don't be afraid to block. And I say this because a lot of times we don't block people, and that's a form of us not letting go. Like, sometimes you have to block somebody to let go. And not to put my business out there, but a while ago, my past, honestly, I only count this relationship as my real relationship. It was actually a real relationship. We were together for years, but he blocked me when we broke up. It wasn't like a messy breakup or anything. We're still super close to this day, but he blocked me, and I wondered why. And when we finally had that conversation, he was like, I blocked you because I had to let go. He couldn't sit there and see me every day on his feed, this, that, and the third, and still be able to let go. And I was like, you know what, like that's actually pretty deep. Like sometimes you really do have to, and since social media is such a big thing in this day and age, sometimes you really do have to block people to let go. Like, and or even, you know, people that are hating on you, people that you don't have beef with or whatever, but y'all, you know, always clash, and you're like, well, you know what, I'm not gonna block them, I might unfollow them, but I want to see them, I want them to see me flourishing, I want them to do this, that, and the third. And that's your excuse for not letting go. I promise you, if y'all really, well, people do all the time, people say they don't care and they do, but blocking people, I feel like is a genuine necessity. Y'all, maybe the way I be blocking people for a month or two and then unblocking them simply because I needed to just get rid of that toxicity in my life, and then maybe revisit and have a conversation and really clear the air and just fix our relationship. In relationship, most times when I say relationships, I don't mean boyfriend, girlfriend. If I mean like significant other type relationship, I'm gonna say significant other. When I say relationships, I mainly mean friendships, family members, whatever. But sometimes you just have to cut that completely out of your life. And blocking is something that it's, I mean, with social media being such a big thing, that's really the only thing you can do to completely cut somebody out your life is block them. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can unblock them and explain why you did, because at the end of the day, you did it for yourself, and sometimes you have to put yourself first. So, blocking people is okay. Do not be afraid to block, because sometimes you really just have to cut that completely out your life. Number 5, I think this is 5. I'm not in the brand anymore because I can't even keep track. Don't tie your experiences to your work, okay? And by that, I mean, I'm gonna use myself for an example. Hitting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, that does not determine my worth. Hitting 1 million followers on TikTok or Instagram, that does not determine your worth, because when, say, I get canceled and everything falls through, my worth deteriorates? No, that's not the case. Your worth should never be tied to, not that it's, I don't want to say material thing, but for lack of a better term, it should never be tied to something that like is constantly changing. Your worth is like your worth. It's not what you've accomplished. It's not that you have a degree. It's not that you graduated with an advanced diploma. That should never be your worth, because you're basing it off of something that can change, and your worth should change, but it should increase. It should never decrease. And tying your worth to something like that leaves room for you to feel like your worth is fluctuating, and that's never the case. Next one, and I feel like this is a huge one, it's straightforward, but it's very big. Stop comparing yourself to other people or other things. And it's easier said than done, but little things like seeing somebody on Instagram and be like, this, that, and the third, and then, you know, just moving about your day. But simply taking that time out of your day to sit there and find what you find perfect about them and compare it to the insecurities you have yourself, that is comparing yourself to somebody else. And if you're constantly doing it on a daily basis, that's not healthy for you at all. And I feel like we do it way more than we realize. We compare ourselves to other people, and then I feel, what's the word I'm looking for? It's as if it makes how we view our flaws even bigger than they really are, because half the time we're the only ones that see our flaws. Other people don't really see it as flaws. I used to absolutely hate my side profile because I hated my nose, and I started to fall in love with myself and loved every bit of my body. And now I look back and I see how people absolutely loved my side profile. And it's like, once I stopped fixating on just what I didn't like about myself, I realized that nobody else saw it like that. A lot of times our insecurities, nobody else sees like that but us. Another thing is listening to your body. And this is more of a physical self-care type of thing, but shorty, when you dehydrated, drink your water. When you have a headache, take a nap. When you get dizzy, like just simply listening to your body, that's another form of self-love and betterment of yourself. Because I feel like a lot of times we do not listen to our bodies and that puts us in a place where we don't need to be. Or simply listening to your brain. If you know that every bone in your body is telling you do not put yourself in this situation, and you still go the route of taking yourself in that situation, you end up in some deep poop. Your body told you not to do it. Listen to your body. Your body's always going to tell you. Your body's going to lead you, whether it's intuition, whether it's, why is you turning red? I'm sorry, there's a timer up there and I don't know why it's turning red. But anyways, matter of fact, I'm gonna stop it inside of the game. Okay, I think after 15 minutes it shut off, because it shut off as I was trying to do that. But listening to your body is super, super important. Listening to your mind, your heart, your bones, whatever. A lot of times we listen to outside factors, whether it's, you know, you're dealing with something, and it is okay to get an outside view. It is okay to get different perspectives from other people, but we cannot let our whole decision on a situation be swayed by other people and how they feel about the situation, because at the end of the day, they're not the one in the situation. It's you, yourself, and you. So just listen to your own body. Learning to take criticism, and that's a big thing in this generation in particular, because nobody wants to hear criticism. Everybody thinks that people are just being so negative and they're trying to put them down when they come to them in a respectful manner. Somebody saying, you know, well, and there's a way to give criticism. It's called constructive criticism. Obviously, there's a way to give it, but it's also, it's okay to take, and granted, criticism is something that you can take or you can leave. Like, that's completely up to you, but it is okay to take constructive criticism. We do not always have to shut it down and be like, they're just hating, they're doing this, that, and the third. They don't know anything, they just don't want to see me win. Sometimes the best advice for you is not the best advice that you think that it, like, you might not think it's the best advice, but in hindsight, because other people can see it from a different perspective, it might be the best for you. And for all you know, the Lord or whoever you think of your higher power, they could have simply put that person in your life to give you this specific point of constructive criticism and then go about a business. And constructive criticism is brought to you in a respectful manner. It's gonna be, you know, best interest coming to you as a woman, not paying, but just learning to take. Now, there's a difference between not so constructive criticism, simply people hating, and simply somebody really trying to help you out. But learn to take it into consideration, think about it, process it, thank them, and go about your business and apply it to your life, because it really could help you. It could be the next thing that's holding you from reaching your, you know, your goal or whatever the case may be. So learning to take that. Accepting compliments. This is something that I definitely struggle with, because a lot of times somebody will say, oh, I like your hair. Oh, really? I don't like how it came out. I don't like this, that, and the third. And then it's like, shorty, just take the compliment, say thank you, you go about your business, you know? So definitely learning to take a compliment but learning to take a compliment, I feel like a lot of times I feel like all the time, I need to shut up, but yeah, learning to take a compliment. All the time we have to rebuttal the compliment. Oh my gosh, your eyebrows look so good. Really? I didn't even do them right today. I was just rushing today. Oh my gosh, your fit is so cute. Really? I didn't know if it matched or not. Oh my gosh, you're so pretty. Girl, no, you're prettier. I don't look the best today. Say thank you and keep it pushing, okay? Like, there is no, and I feel like girls do this more than guys, but we always have to have something negative. We always have to have a clap back to a compliment. Take the compliment and do the dash, like, world. But learning to take a compliment is very, very important, and it's also, you know, helps with self-esteem and stuff like that. If you don't always have a negative clap back to somebody trying to uplift you and whatnot, don't work yourself to death. This is something that I struggle with, or I used to struggle with. I have been doing so much better, thank the Lord. But don't work yourself to death. I personally was somebody who would work 10 hours a day. I would be up editing for the next 5. I'd be doing all this running around, be trying to study for scholarship, or not study for scholarships, but apply to scholarships, all that. And it's like, girl, I need a nap. well, I needed a nap back then. I need a nap too right now. But do not overwork yourself. Overworking yourself leads to just letting life pass you by. And I say that because I wasn't really living my life. I was just honestly letting the hours go by, and I was working, always working, but I was not reaping the benefits. I would hit a huge milestone in my life and I would just pass by it by working, and it was like, okay, what's the point of doing all this work if you're not going to enjoy the milestones, if you're not going to enjoy what you were working so hard for? And sometimes you have to take breaks. You have to take a step back from the work, and that's why it's important to stay ahead, so that you can take those breaks without it, you know, having this big effect of throwing your entire schedule off. It's good to stay ahead, but taking breaks is really important. Not overworking yourself is really important, because that also, hey, it's my dad. He's coming back from his conference. What time is it? He got out early. Him in a bright shorts. Anyways, overworking yourself, it's important not to do that, because that's gonna lead to burnout. And I've definitely had to slow down with YouTube. Granted, I enjoy YouTube. I'm still, you know, on fire, but it's like I was recording 3 videos a day, then I have to rush to work, work a 10-hour shift. Then it's like that I didn't want to experience burnout and then just be so sick and tired of YouTube, because I feel like it is just the busiest thing in the world that I just don't want to do it. And I know I genuinely enjoy recording. And so we're gonna, you know, I'm still trying to get content out for you guys, you know, but I also had to, you know, slow down a little bit, and that's okay. It's okay to slow down. Surrounding yourself with the proper people. I feel like this also goes hand in hand with blocking people. If you feel like they're toxic in your life, if they are not, you know, adding to anything in your life, sometimes it is time to cut them off. In a book I read, it's a Tyler Perry book. I think the title was Hires Waiting. In the very beginning of the book, he talks about people, he talks about there being root people, branch people, leaf people. Some people are just here to stay, and they're there to not, they don't want to be seen, but they're simply there to, you know, be the roots in your life. There are people who are the branches, that they're there, you know, to help. They want to be seen, but you know, when things get hard, sometimes they break off and they go away and they're not in your life anymore. The leaf people are people that are, you know, just coming in and out of your life, and you know, they're really just there to help do their part, and when things get hard, they're easily blown away. But I say all that to say, surround yourself with the people that, pretty much people that, I don't want to say people that are doing better than you, but people that are going to push you and motivate you to reach your goals and do better. If you're surrounding yourself with people who, if you're surrounding yourself with people who only, you know, go out to parties, they're just, you know, like, and they could be experienced in life, but if they're constantly doing that, they're not studying for anything. Like if you're in high school or college or whatever the case may be, and they're just, you know, living life, doing this, that, and the third, but not working towards any goals, honestly, those aren't the type of people that you want in your life. You want somebody or people in your life that are gonna push you to do better, that's gonna always be waiting for your next achievement and really there to hold and uplift you when you really need a rock to rely on. So if that person is not, or if that there's somebody in your life that's a little iffy, and when you need to study and do this, that, and the third, they're like, no girl, come out with us. No man, come on, we about to go to this party, we about to, bro, just hop on a game for 2 hours, 2-3 hours, whatever. When you've already expressed that, hey, I got a goal that I'm working toward, I really want to hit this, and they do everything in their power to pull you the other way, they gotta go, okay? But yeah, sometimes you can't be afraid to cut people off, and replace them with other people in your life who are really, you know, rooting for you to win. Okay, another thing, where'd my things go? Okay, and just another thing that I also have in other videos, but just to repeat it again, oh, my camera's dying. Okay, that's cool too. Eating things like 3 meals a day, it's really important, baby. I struggle with this. Your girl be eating like 3 gummies a day and calling it a day, but eating 3 meals a day is super important. to give your body the health it needs. So that's physical self-love or self-care or whatever. Listening to podcasts, I definitely replaced, you know, how much I listen to music. Granted, I'll still be bumping them tunes, but I definitely replaced how much I listen to music with podcasts sometimes. So in the morning, just feeding so that's more of an emotional self-love and self-care, or mental, whatever you want to call it. Just feeding your mind with, you know, positive affirmations and things like that to get you started throughout the day, and honestly change how productive I was throughout the day. I don't know why so many people were walking by all of a sudden, but whatever. And lastly, but not least, setting a morning routine. This honestly has helped with my productivity a ton. I cannot stress it. So waking up at 8:30 every day, and honestly, I thought that was pretty early for when I went to school, but now I'm doing it. I be living my life. Like, I like waking up, you know, at a decent time. I get more things done, but setting a morning routine. So I wake up, I immediately jump in the shower. I always shower, I get ready, boom, I'm ready and just for the day. Or I probably edit right after, record a video in the morning, and by noon, it's not even noon yet, and I've done all I needed to do for the day. I'm speaking in general, but also like today, I've done all I need. Once I finish this video, that's it, I'm done. Everything else I do for the day is just leisure, because I got everything I needed to get done in the morning. So I feel like it's super important to set a morning routine, and also, you know, just continuously do it. Once you do something for 30 days, it becomes a habit. So constantly doing it, so it becomes secondhand nature, and you get everything you need done in the morning. So if a friend hits you up at, you know, at 3-4 in the afternoon, like, hey, let's make some moves, you can make the moves because you're done. You did everything. So that's also super, super important. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's getting kind of long and my camera's dying. So that was all I have for you guys today. Definitely comment down below what you want to see more of the series, because I'm super excited to do it, but I also don't know which route I want to take it just as of yet. I know I want to be surrounded by self-love, but I don't have a title just yet. I don't know where I want to go with it as of, you know, right now. I don't know if I want it to be like more of a relationship type of thing, if I want it to be more of a singles type of self-love type of thing, or if I want it to be like a mixture of both, and then have, you know, like different people come in my videos, whether I have a friend that's been single for a long time, or a couple, or I don't know what I want to do just yet. But leave in the comments down below, DM me, and just, you know, give feedback. This content is for y'all, so we appreciate feedback. But let me do the dash before this camera cut off. You already know the deal. If you got time for one, you got time for a ton. So go ahead and watch another video on this channel, and until next time.